I'd like to welcome everyone to the March 5th Willis ISD's District Dynamics. I'm your host, Superintendent Tim Harkrider. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've got a lot of great things taking place at Willis, and we'll get started with our team MVP for February. In the 2014, our vision for the district this year is one team, one purpose, and kind of centered around that, we came up with an MVP award that we're giving out of each one of our board meetings. And it's geared around someone who's going above and beyond for our district at whatever campus that person is chosen from. And our February winner was Emily Meechan, who is the head of the English department at Willis High School. She's always actively engaging her students in English and in journalism classes and inspires student dedication through her work with the UIL academic team. Joe Barber, who is also one of our English teachers, had a great quote about Emily. She said, "Kids go to her classroom and feel like they're just having fun, and she sneaks the learning in without them ever really realizing it." And anytime you go to Emily's class, there's great things taking place. Kids are actively engaged and working hard, and I think she is a perfect example of what our team MVP is all about. Other items that were on our February board meeting included the approval of our 2014-15 school calendar, which will be posted on our website. Not a whole lot of changes. Just a couple of things tweaked around as far as staff development days, but our major holidays, we still have a week for Thanksgiving. We still are getting 2 weeks for the Christmas holidays, and those are obviously the big deal, especially on the kids' radars and the parents' radars. So those vacation times are very precious to all of us, and we're keeping that in place for 14-15. We also approved the 2014-15 program of studies. We have 4 new courses will be added at Willis High School. One is Practicum in Law, Public Safety, Corrections and Security, and a pre-algebra class. And we're excited. We're constantly trying to tweak and bring things to the table that appeal to our students, and we listen to what they want, things that they're interested in, and we feel like these are some courses that will be very beneficial to our kids. Also at the board meeting, we acknowledge the hard work of Willis High School's Principal Travis Utek and the staff at the high school for coordinating the Montgomery County Shattered Lives program for our students. This program sought to impress upon students the dangers of drinking and or texting and driving. And it's a fictional yet extremely graphic reenactment of a multiple vehicle accident scene that took place there on campus. And it comes in with all the first responders. We had DPS on the scene, fire department, ambulance services, and reenacting an entire scene. And the theme behind it is "Don't Let It Be You." Very powerful program. We get parents involved, family members involved, and it's something that I think leaves a lasting impression and some good learning for our kids to take with them throughout the rest of their lives and hopefully pass on down. So we're excited about that program and thought it was a tremendous success this year. Also, Willis High School's UIL academic team has had a lot of success this year. They won the overall sweepstakes award at New Caney on Saturday, February 22nd. They also had some team awards at a first place finish for the journalism team, second place spots for the computer science team, and spelling and vocabulary. So there were several other individual awards. So we're excited about that team. They're strong every year and go out and always represent Willis ISD with class and professionalism. Then we have some students that have done some outstanding things. Miss Sarah Lane is a senior sports marketing DECA student. She finished as state runner-up in the sports marketing series event this past weekend in Dallas. She's an alternate to travel to Atlanta and compete in the DECA International competition should the state champion be unable to attend. And Craig Rex does a great job with our DECA, and his students are always great representatives and work extremely hard. And then at Parmley Elementary, we had a neat little deal. We had a student, Kara Lambert, was determined to help fellow classmates make friends and be social. She wrote a proposal to her PTO for buddy benches for the playground. And the PTO there at Parmley is very involved and jumped right on her project and got the help of Dan Underwood who and the rest of our Willis High School construction tech class to build 2 benches. And Kara and the student council have plans to paint the benches, and Parmley Council April Woodburn will be sharing the messages of the benches with the rest of the school. And that's just a great example of collaboration and teamwork, that you have one student that has an idea, takes it to the community and parent involvement team with the PTO, that transitions to another school, another group of kids, and just teamwork and the power of one person's dreams come to reality. So I think that's a great example of what the Willis community is all about, and supporting our kids and anything that we can do to support them. And then in our state communications conference, Willis ISD won 18 awards. We are extremely proud of our Director of Communications, Ms. Erin Kleinecke. She does a first-class job putting the great things out there that our school district does. And let me just go through some of these awards, because it's a pretty impressive list. She was texting me after she would go through and checking out each award, and my phone was blowing up. She would find this award, and then she would find that award, and I was like, goodness gracious, they just give her a hoe. I thought we were going to rent or send a school bus up to bring them all back. But we received 7 Gold Star Awards, 9 Silver Star Awards, and 1 Bronze Star Award for excellence in school communications. The district's 2013 Teacher and Paraprofessional of the Year video received Best in Category designation among districts with less than 10,000 students. Just to put that in perspective, we are at Willis right now, we have about 6,700 kids. So this went all the way up to 10,000 students and below. And the awards were announced at the TSPRA, which is the Texas School Public Relations Association Star Awards, on February 19th in Austin. And you know how communication, obviously it's vital, whether it's through social media, whether it's through all-call systems, whether it's through our website. I'm a firm believer that we cannot communicate enough with our parents and our community. So we thought we were doing a good job, and to get these awards and for Erin to get some recognition on what she's done has been outstanding. So we're very proud of that. And let me give you a quick update on some athletics before we go to a break. Boys track is kicking in gear, and which sounds odd with the type of weather that we've had so far this year, but we've had a very competitive track team over the last several years. And boys varsity track started this past Saturday in Magnolia. They finished 8th. John Lewis was a couple individual winners, won the 100-meter dash with a time of 11:4. Chris Platt, who's our 3-time state champion, started out the year with a bang with a 48.32 victory in the 400-meter dash. And our sprint relay team finished 2nd with a time of 43.3 seconds. And then our men's Wildcat track team travels to Tomball on the 28th to take part in that annual track meet as well. One other update I wanted to give you, our tennis team had the privilege, Bobby Kleinecke, who is our tennis coach and husband to Erin, took our group down to Houston to the Toyota Center to watch some ex-pros compete in a charity type event. And we've got a photo with Andre Agassi. And many of you, if you've been around or followed tennis long enough, he's one of the all-time greats. And our team got a chance to interact with him briefly, but took a photograph that will leave a lasting impression on them. And it was a very cool opportunity. Bobby has given our kids several different opportunities over the last few years to be exposed to some events and some awesome opportunities that they would not have been able to participate in without Bobby's help and his creativity. So we'll come back at our last segment. I'll give you some more rundown on some athletics. We've got a ton of stuff taking place, and we'll be right back.
Promoting the visual arts in Montgomery County. They've evolved over the last 49 years into one of the premier artist groups in the greater Houston area. The Conroe Art League is now permanently housed in the 100-year-old recently remodeled Madeley building in historic downtown Conroe. Exhibits of local artists, sculptors, and painters are changed periodically in the downstairs gallery with admission free to the public. Art classes and demonstrations in a variety of media are provided in the upstairs studios. The mission of the Conroe Art League is to encourage artistic development and cultivate an appreciation of the visual arts through education, exhibitions, and community outreach. For more information, call area code 936-756-9572 or visit their website at www.conroeartleague.com.
Hello, this is Dennis Nelson, inviting you to come with me through the doorway of imagination and into the theater of the mind. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour presents a play every Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Lone Star Internet Radio. Be it drama or comedy, thriller or love story, every exciting episode is carefully chosen straight from the golden age of radio and performed live by talented actors, musicians, and sound effects crew. Every sound you hear will be 100% live and homemade. Anything can happen. So join us, please, every Saturday night at 7 p.m. for the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Honored to. This is my 19th year in education. I came into education as somebody who was not the best of students in my own academic career. And I think that's given me a unique opportunity to meet the needs of kids as they are that day and that moment. I've enjoyed teaching in the Conroe Independent School District and then transferred up to Willis. I coached cheerleading. I've been a drill team director, specialized instructionally in history and in English, and then really found a passion with ESL kids. Really love to meet the needs of those ESL babies and at-risk kids specifically when they're there at public school. And I love what public school stands for. And I've fallen in love with it and the community piece and how important we are to a community and their culture. And as the Dean of Instruction, I think that's one of the best opportunities to help kids. I'm in charge of the curriculum and instructional nuts and bolts. So creating coursework for transcripts and credits to make sure that we're in alignment with state requirements. And then the additional piece of assessment to make sure that we are giving every kid an opportunity for an access and to let them have that on their transcript. Look at me, look what I passed. Look at me and look at what I did. We make sure that the instructional integrity is as well where it needs to be to, again, move kids forward who, like I, may or may not love school. And I know that I did not. But I also know I needed it. So I have a really specific story on how I became a better student, and then I enjoy sharing that with kids and talk about how I still go to tutorials. There's a box of papers on my desk that when kids say, but I don't like to go to tutorials. And I say, well, you see this box? This is my box of tutorials. I still have to go ask questions. And I'm old. And you'll never be done asking questions.
Right. Well, for those of you who don't know Barb, the one thing that got me excited about her last year when she worked as an assistant principal for me over our senior class was her passion for kids. And I'm a firm believer in relationship building, and today's kids are so much different than the way we were when we were in school. And it takes a different type and a different touch to get these kids to expect more of themselves and to have some vision. I think so much and so often now our kids, really do not think outside of the next 6 hours, much less what are they going to do with the next 2 to 3 years of their life. So Barb does a great job with working with kids and also with our teachers. We've decided on this segment, instead of talking about what we do all the time during the school day, that most of our teachers, or most of our parents rather, have pretty good idea of what's taking place. I mean, we're instructing kids. We've got some great things we'll talk about in our next segment with technology, but we're going to kind of go a different route on what's taking place on off hours, not during peak time, and I think you'll enjoy it. And Barb's going to start off talking a little bit about this last Saturday morning.
Absolutely. And going back to the fact that I am in love with public school and I'm in love with what we do with our kids and with our families. I was up at school on the 22nd of February, that Saturday, for a drill team piece. and we were doing a fundraiser. And as I walked the halls, I just, I had tingles, literally. And it sounds cheesy, but it is what it is. It's what I love to see. And I saw track kids, and I saw them stretching, and I saw them packing up, and I saw coaches taking attendance and looking and encouraging at 6:30 in the morning. They were tired, but they were still there for their kids, and there was still that light in their eyes that they loved what they did. It didn't matter what day, and it didn't matter what time. And then I kept walking, and then the UIL bus was out front. And, again, Miss Meechan beat everybody there. And Miss Meechan's going to be the last one there. And it's the beauty of what goes on outside of our day. And it's what makes Willis, how special Willis is. And it makes us tick, and it is the heartbeat of our school. And as I kept walking, and I, knew that we were having the band run next door. And we were having our 5K, and it was the first time that they kicked that off. And there were kids going through the band hall, and they were getting in makeup, and there was just a step, and there was a hop to them as they were excited about what they were going to get to do. And I just loved it. And that's the glue that holds us together. That's what moves kids forward, and that's what builds that relationship for their success, because these people are taking the time, and it is. At this point, it's a volunteer basis, because this is above and beyond, and it was beautiful. I absolutely loved it.
Well, that's a great segue into the early Saturday morning. And now let's talk about later in the evening during the week. Teachers, everyone in education knows we don't get paid by the hour, or we would be probably extremely wealthy. But our teachers at the high school are technically on the clock from 6:45 until 3:15 in the afternoon. What are you seeing in the parking lots after school, let's say around 5 o'clock or so?
Well, I know that if I'm there till 5:30, for me that's a normal day, but I know that I am never the last person gone. And I could name to you the names of some hardworking Algebra 2 teachers, and of course our favorite Miss Meechan, and they're still there. And they probably beat me there that morning. And I generally beat most people there. And same for the calculus teacher that's there very, very early. And the geometry teacher, where I often see his car in the front. The parking lot tells a story late at night that doesn't matter if we're hourly. It matters what we do for kids. And these are also the same people that are beating down my door with concerns. I'm worried about this. This bothers me. What can we do about this? How can we help kids with this? And it's pure dedication. And it's glorious. Yeah,
it definitely is. And I can promise you from working in multiple districts, that's not the norm. We can't require people to do that. Those people that do it, and even when it's in the numbers that we're seeing here at the high school, it's a passion and a commitment to what we do at Willis ISD, and that's exciting. Certain days, or when I'm kind of bummed out or whatever, and I walk through an elementary school, that gives me my instant juice of, okay, this is why I'm doing what I do. And the drama or whatever has me kind of out of whack is very minuscule when you're looking at the kids and the education we're providing them. Let's talk about, you've got a competition going at the high school. It's kind of a yearly deal of Biggest Loser contest.
Well, it's going to hurt my feelings to talk about it because I'm not winning it. But I will tell you that every year we have a weight loss competition, and we pick a recipient who's going to receive the funds from that. And this year we picked one of our young men who's been in the media several times. It's Ryan Black. He was injured right during Thanksgiving and that break, and is still I think doing some rehabilitation. And so we have chosen his family to receive their share of our fundraising endeavors. In the past, we've had a young lady who had cancer. A couple of years ago, she was the recipient. And in addition, last year, we chose to give it to our parent community closet that's over at Parmalee. They received our funds. So every year, we go in and we try to make some better eating choices, and then for those of us who don't, we give money away. It's awesome. It's a money giving endeavor.
And I will tell you, it is very competitive. There's a little trash talk that goes in, but I think it's a lot of fun on their part. But in the end, there's always someone they've chosen to benefit. And that's a very cool deal. Well, we are wrapping up this session. We've got a couple of other things. You're driving through a drive-through the other day, and saw something in your mirror. What was that?
Well, guess one of my favorite football players dangling out of the drive-through window, waving at me as I went by, as I was leaving. Miss Solberg. It was sweet. It was fabulous.
Well, and I think that paints a perspective of what our kids do outside school day. You know, we have many of our kids that leave school, go right to work, get home late, do homework, get up early with our 7:05 start. So I think, you know, basically what we're just trying to paint to you today is there's a lot of great things that you never read in the newspaper when you read all with STAR testing and this and that, and schools aren't doing this and schools are underfunded, but that we're doing a lot of great things here in Willis to benefit our kids, and we've got a lot of great people who are invested in the success of our school district and your kids. So we appreciate the support, appreciate your time this morning, and
Thank
we'll be
you.
back after a short break.
Hey y'all, Montgomery County Emergency Assistance is presenting their first annual Don't Mess with Texas Women Concealed Handgun class on Saturday, April 12th at the Conroe Shooting Center, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's limited to 30 participants. It's just $100, with all proceeds benefiting Montgomery County Emergency Assistance. Register online at mcea-tx.org. Bring your gun and let's have some fun. Don't Mess with Texas Women Concealed Handgun class, April 12, 2014, and all proceeds benefit Montgomery County Emergency Assistance.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last city council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Welcome back to Willis ISD's District Dynamics, and our second guest this morning is our Technology Director, Miss Deborah Menefee. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start off, Deborah, and if you could just give our audience just a little background information about yourself, please.
Sure. I am a 24-year educator with about 20 of those years in technology leadership, mostly through central office. Back whenever technology wasn't cool, I started out and with a very dynamic superintendent that decided that we were going to network schools. And here, 20-something years later, we have network schools and are moving on to portable tablets and internet-based activities.
Right. Well, Deborah, as always, I call her her office is full of gadgets. There's always neat things
Very
that
true.
are coming through there, so I try to hang out there as much as I can. Deborah and I have worked together, along with some other administrators throughout this year, on what we called our Cat Tech 2014 plan. You know, and the thought process around this was provide what we consider we have in school now, 21st century learners, an engaging education. the old notebook paper, textbook, is just kind of becoming more and more outdated and more importantly, less engaging for our kids. They're leaving high-tech equipment many times at home and devices at home to come to us, and it's like we're providing an education, based off of 1980, and that's something we've been trying to get away from. And my thought process is we always want to be a forward-thinking, visionary school district. We don't want to be a reactionary that, we're behind the 8 ball and let's get going now. And we have a school board who wants Willis ISD to be great. And so they're willing to get out and push and be that innovator and that leader. And so our trustees approved a Cat Tech 2014 plan at our February board meeting. This basically, to give you a quick breakdown, will enhance the network infrastructure that Deborah will kind of go over with you here in just a minute. It's going to provide an additional 400 Nexus tablets for classroom use at our elementary campuses. So basically what that means is every one of our elementary classrooms will have at least 5 Nexus tablets available for their kids. And then we had approximately 650 mini laptops with charging carts for 20 classrooms at the secondary level. We have 6 teachers at each middle school and then 8 at the high school that we're running out, just kind of a plan to see, what's going on. It's a project in place of how this is running and where it's going to leave, and it's a pilot program that we're very excited about. And Deborah, will you discuss a little bit about how we're going to implement this plan?
Absolutely, but first I have to say that we could not be successful in this kind of a forward-thinking endeavor without the support of our superintendent, Mr. Harkrider, and our school board. They have been very supportive in educational technology and integration of technology and provided our department and our district with a unique position called a technology innovation coach, which we call them iCoaches for short, and they are instrumental in making the technology successful in the classrooms and in our instructional environments by helping the teachers and supporting in any way they can. And they are actually the backbone for this implementation plan. Our iCoaches will be offering something called a T3 training, which is Technology Tuesdays and Thursdays, classes every Tuesday and Thursday after school on 3 campuses on Tuesday and 2 campuses on Thursday. Now this gives us lots of training and lots of information for the teachers on how to use both the applications and Google Docs, the things that these portable devices support, and then engage our digital learner. So that's the first step that makes it very vital to have, and we can't do that without our iCoaches.
Right, and they all do an excellent job, and I think it's something, us rolling out this tech plan is not anything new. I mean, other school districts have done it throughout the country. Something that I think we've tried to learn from past mistakes of other districts is taking our time with the rollout, training our teachers. I think, we've got some veteran teachers that are a little worried and scared of using technology, and it's not something you can make them do. I disagree with that philosophy. I think it's something that teachers, if they know and think it's best for kids, you train them, you teach them, they will get out there and use and do whatever you want them to do. But we've got to coach and teach them, and with these training sessions our coaches are doing, I think it's going to have a big impact. Can we start off? How many tablets have been distributed so far?
Well, absolutely. We have about 900 total. Let me say that last year, along the same philosophy that you just mentioned, we started providing tablets to people who were interested, to teachers who wanted to be the pioneers in that area and try those things in their classrooms, and they had to earn them by doing extra training or something of that sort. And our iCoaches provided the training, and we passed out about 500 tablets at that time. Now, it's through that part of the program that the demand or the interest became district-wide, that all the teachers in elementary have started asking you and the school board members and their principals and anybody else they could if they could also have tablets. So we did exactly what you said. We kind of created the demand, which made it a lot more easier to implement instead of forcing the teachers to have it before the demand was there. So we have about a total of 900 tablets at the elementary level, 470 we just implemented in this last 3 weeks, creating the 5 tablets per classroom. That's quite a process to get those distributed and deployed. It was kind of quite a procedure, kind of looked like a inventory line of people working. We had to install security software. We had to install management software to provide the apps the teachers need, and that's in something called a backpack, which creates grade level approved apps for the teachers to use. Now, we are at a point where there are over 600,000 free educational apps out there on the Android side, and we are actually pretty new in the fact that we are using Android instead of Apple. So many of the school districts have used Apple, but we are having a lot of success with our Android apps. So at this point, the teachers are using the tablets for instructional purposes like Accelerator Reader and Brain Pop, and they're using them in their centers during guided reading for content reinforced activities.
Awesome. And now we've got our secondary rollout. We're still waiting on some devices. What is our timeline for our secondary rollout?
Next week, and even though next week is spring break, there will be someone there to receive those devices so we can start the process of deploying them and getting them ready. Those devices are kind of more of a mini laptop, and they come with a keyboard. They're called a touch technology and with a detachable screen. So the Windows 8 operating system, of course, allows you to do all of the touch screen features, and they also have Windows 8 apps. These devices are really versatile. They're emphasize cloud-based use through like Google Docs. And we're expecting the kids to do a lot of electronic submission of assignments and do some peer editing and collaboration, and of course cloud file storage and communication. The kids already do this.
Right.
They already do this with their phones and with their computers at home. So it's a little bit of catching up to what they already expect and do on their own.
Right, and that's why we've kind of taken the same philosophy at the secondary level with the elementary. We've picked 20 teachers at the secondary level who signed up and wanted to be a part of the rollout, and they're excited about it, and there are already other teachers asking questions. And, you know, I want everyone to know our plan is not just to roll this out and we're done. I mean, my vision for this project, along with the boards, is we continue to add devices each year, and I think the impact it can have on our kids will be limitless. And it's first and foremost an investment for the future of our kids. My 6th grader can work his iPhone better than I can work mine, and then I have a 4-year-old little girl who's using my iPad and has learned tons of things, and I just think they're excited about learning. And I think of when they're having fun and doing things and using technology, it changes their perspective on learning.
With the introduction of so many digital resources, and even with our textbooks, there is a plethora of digital activities and websites for them to use as resources. These tablets just fit right in with that initiative perfectly.
Right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by this morning. We're excited about the Cat Tech 2014 plan and what you and your team are doing for our kids in our school district.
Well, thank you for having me.
All righty, we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Mark Hader.
And this is Cindy Cochran inviting you to join us on the Cindy and Mark Show each weekday morning from 10 to 11 here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Super, Cindy, but I believe it's the Mark and Cindy Show.
Huh? Yes, it is, Mark. And it's broadcast live on Lone Star Internet Radio here in beautiful downtown Conroe. Oh, the exciting things we'll talk about, the interesting guests you'll get to meet, the wonderful gifts we'll give away, and the tons of...
Wait. Gifts? There are no gifts. I'm not giving away anything. Why do you get to decide on what we do? It's Mark and Cindy, remember?
Oh, yeah? Well, so ladies and gentlemen, tune in and we'll all find out who gets to decide stuff. Weekday mornings at 10 here on Lone Star Internet Radio. How was that?
It could have been worse. You could have sung your part.
Oh, yeah, wait. It's the Mark and Cindy Show. The Mark and Cindy Show. The Mark and Cindy Show. The Mark and Cindy Show.
Income tax time is here. If you earned less than $52,000 in 2013, Montgomery County United Way and Entergy, Texas want you to know how to get your taxes prepared absolutely free. Beginning February 1st, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, known as VITA, will provide professionally trained volunteers to prepare your return in a way that is safe, free and confidential. And they will help you see if you qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. That could mean up to $6,000 in your pocket and in our community. Montgomery County United Way improves lives of all our residents by mobilizing the caring power of our community. We want all our neighbors to have the opportunity to live healthy lifestyles, have access to education, and to improve your financial independence. This tax season, don't pay hundreds of dollars to have your taxes done. Locate a VITA site in Montgomery County by logging on to mcuw.org or find a site near where you live or work by calling 211. And please remember, give, advocate, and volunteer. Together, that is how we improve lives and live united.
Welcome back to Willis ISD's District Dynamics and our final segment. And it's been a great show. We appreciate our guests, Barb Solberg and Deborah Menefee, for coming on this morning. And I'm going to kind of wrap things up with some upcoming dates and some big events that we've got going. First and foremost on the minds of everyone in Willis ISD is next week is our spring break, which will be March the 10th through the 14th. It's definitely a welcome break for ourselves. We've been hard at it since we've got back after Christmas, and it's good to get that mental break and physical break of go out and have some fun and relax a little bit, and then get for our final push for the spring. March the 19th will be our regularly scheduled Board of Trustees meeting at 6 o'clock at the Cargill Education Support Center. And then March the 26th is our secondary late arrival day, and that's for Willis High School, Brabble Middle School, and Lynn Lucas. And all of those students arrive 3 hours later than normal with a 10 o'clock start time. And basically those late arrival days are set up throughout the year. I believe we have 3, and it's set up for teachers to get some on-site planning time and working time together prior to students coming, and it's been very beneficial. And then we have a big date. Please circle on your calendar. It's March the 31st at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a community-wide meeting at the North Montgomery County Community Center. And basically, it's just kind of giving a state of what's going on in Willis ISD. We're going to talk about our CAT Tech Plan 2014 that we just discussed with Ms. Menefee. We're going to talk about a new initiative, Willis ISD Tip Line, that should be up and running prior to our meeting, that we will give some great information about that, as well as an update on our growing school district and what the future of Willis holds. I think we've got a bright future for our kids and our community, and we just want to reach out to those interested in the success of our school district and give them an update of what's going on for us. The other big topic that we'll go ahead and we've got STAR testing. I know you read about that quite a bit in the newspaper, and it's taken a beating here, there, and it's just part of what we do now. And just some major dates coming in. We've got a few tests that'll take place before our next show. March the 31st is our English 1 EOC. April the 1st is our English 2 EOC, along with our STAR Writing for 4th and 7th graders and our STAR Math for 5th and 8th graders. On April 2nd, it's the second day of our STAR Writing for our 4th and 7th graders, and our 5th and 8th graders will be taking their STAR reading. So a lot of testing, a lot of busy time. This is a stressful time for everyone in the school business. Not as much really for kids. Sometimes they get some anxiety about it. Unfortunately, have become conditioned to testing throughout their educational career. I think the adults get much more stressed out on making sure everything's planned and organized and everything's been thought through, and we do a good job of it. Our group, we take benchmark tests here the last few weeks, and that's kind of our dry run of getting prepped and making sure we've got everything together. And so anyway, we're excited about our kids showcasing what they've learned this year, and I think everything will go very well. In closing, we've got a few more updates on our athletics. Spring is a busy time, and got a special volleyball player by the name of Abby Irvin. She made the Frosh 59 in the Prep Volleyball magazine, and basically that's a huge deal because coaches nominate the top freshmen all over the country, and then they vote for the top 59 athletes. And not only was Abby part of the top 59, she was also a special mention in the article as well. And she was our District 18-4A Setter of the Year as a freshman in one of the toughest volleyball districts in the state and was named the varsity team's Offensive Player of the Year. And Coach Ferris does a great job with her volleyball program, and we're excited about Abby and the future of our Lady Wildcat volleyball team. Spring tennis is up and going. Our varsity tennis team acquired a third-place finish in the prestigious Lucky Frazier Invitational at College Park High School. Danny Schroeder and Allison Brown finished third in the mixed doubles, and Kaylee Beach and Mackenzie Roberts finished third in the girls doubles. And then Devin Eldridge finished third in the girls singles. Varsity baseball is off and going. We had some success and defeated Trinity Christian in New Braunfels Canyon in the Bryan tournament this past weekend and lost to College Station. And then we had a pretty good showing this past weekend up in the Frisco tournament. We were 2-3 in that tournament, and our three losses, I think, were for a combined 3 runs. So the baseball team is at it hot and heavy, and extremely happy about the early success. Just a final update on wrestling. When we had talked prior, we had a regional winner, Miss Sam Madden, and Sam went to the state tournament and finished in the top 12 wrestlers in her weight class. And she is the first female wrestler to qualify for the state tournament. Very happy with Sam and Coach Wyman and the job that he's done with the program. And our numbers are growing there. Kids are excited about the program, and for them to have some success is outstanding. And our basketball season's closed down. Our girls had a bi-district matchup against the defending 4A state champion, Georgetown. Lost 76-39, but we finished the season 16-13. That was after a 3-20 year last year. Coach Brandy King in her first year improved by 13 wins, and I think the future's bright for our basketball program, and excited about the job Brandy's done, and it was nice to get our seniors out with a great year. And we appreciate you joining us. It's been a outstanding school year so far, and we look forward to our visit in April. Take care.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.